Max Headroom broadcast intrusion. On November 22, 1987, viewers of WGN-TV and WTTW were shocked by a broadcast intrusion of unknown origin. At around 11:15 p.m. Central Time, the regular broadcast was hacked and a strange image of a man wearing a mask of Max Headroom appearing to manically laugh as sound of static blared in the background. The intrusion occurred during a football game between the Detroit Lions and the Chicago Bears, and station engineers scrambled to end the hack quickly. After the station managed to return to the game, bewildered sportscaster Dan Rome joked, "Well, if you're wondering what's happened, so am I." The WTTW intrusion occurred 2 hours later during a broadcast of Doctor Who, this time lasting over a minute long.
I'll get you a hot drink, mate.
Some dry clothing.
The hack made national headlines and became a hot topic of gossip, with the stations flooding with phone calls of viewers wondering what was happening. Both stations conducted an investigation, but the hacker or hackers remain unknown to this day. However, it appears there was no malicious intent as a motive, and it has been written off as an elaborate hoax. The case is still being talked about to this day, but it is unlikely the perpetrators will ever be revealed unless... Patterson-gimblin Bigfoot sighting. Any of our viewers will have heard of Bigfoot, plus could name at least 3 alternative names for the legendary beast. In 1967, 2 cryptozoologists named Robert Patterson and Robert Gimblin set out on a small expedition near Bluff Creek in search of evidence Bigfoot exists. On October 20th, the duo managed to strike gold allegedly spotting Bigfoot. Their horses began acting strangely, and upon scanning around saw a humanoid figure across the creek from them. Patterson took out his camera and began filming as Gimblin dismounted and approached the shore. The creature turned its head towards the men but continued walking away. This caused Gimblin to drop to his knees in shock as Patterson continued to film. At that point, the film ran out and the men quickly mounted their horses to pursue. However, they abandoned the idea out of fear of potentially more Bigfoots nearby. To this day, the film remains the most well-known footage of cryptids. It continues to be analyzed and debated, with people saying it is 100% proof of Bigfoot's existence, while others say it's simply a man in a gorilla costume. Regardless, the footage has inspired much discussion on not just the existence of Bigfoot, the ghost car. Police in Garden City, New York had a bizarre encounter when an officer attempted to stop a motorist who was speeding and driving erratically. The chase lasted some time, and the officer almost lost him several times, but managed to always catch up with the car. Eventually, the car made a hard left turn towards a ditch and speeds off camera momentarily. By the time the police car pulls around, the other car is already speeding ahead on the other side of an intact chain link fence. The incident baffled local police, and after the footage surfaced on the internet, people frenzied to explain how the car warped to the other side of the fence without damaging it. The most common theory is police were chasing a ghost car, which allowed it to pass through the fence, while others believe the car carried some sort of teleportation device. Others believe the ditch visible in the footage is deeper than it looks, and the car was able to slip under without causing damage. Garden City PD has remained silent on the subject, but that doesn't stop the debate the internet has been. The Hampton Hampton Court ghost. Hampton Court Palace is one of the British royal palaces and is located in Richmond upon Thames, London. A popular tourist attraction, it happens to be one of the most haunted locations in the UK. In 2003, CCTV footage captured what is now the most famous ghost of the palace. A camera overlooking a double door and small courtyard filmed the door swing open and a cloaked figure pulling the door shut again. Further analysis of the footage shows the figure appeared to have a skeletal face, giving it the nickname Skeletor. The identity of who Skeletor could be is unknown, but it is believed to be one of the two other famous ghosts at Hampton Court, named Catherine Howard or Sybil Penn. The CCTV captured two more instances of the door suddenly opening during the next few days, but Skeletor failed to reappear. Of course, many believe Skeletor was a person in a costume since it appears fully detailed in the footage, but there has been no explanation for the doors to swing open on their own. Fans hope Skeletor will show his or her face again in the future, but so far he or she seems to be a one-time haunt. The Paris catacombs footage. Beneath the city of romance lies a dark secret dating back centuries. The Paris catacombs are miles and miles of tombs lined with bones of the overcrowded cemeteries. The unexplored depths of the tunnels have become a hotspot for adventurers, known as cataphiles, to explore, and has even been the site of several secret parties. However, there has been a number of deaths, mostly people who become lost in dark and succumb to dehydration and exposure. Cataphiles discovered a camera deep within the catacombs, and the tape revealed something terrifying. An unseen man is heard panting and checking out various rooms within the catacombs. At one point, the man's breathing intensifies and he begins to run deeper and deeper within the maze.
We hear his breathing get louder and louder, as though something was scaring him. He's frightened, he's frightened. Occasionally he stops, perhaps to try to decide which way to run among all the many different corridors,
until he drops the camera and disappears. To this day, the identity of the camera owner is unknown, and no bodies have been discovered near the camera's location. Experts believe the man became lost and panicked, hence his intense flight through the tunnels, while others believe malevolent forces began to pursue him, and he desperately tried to escape. Since no body has been found, at least not yet, many believe the man managed to find an exit, but has not revealed his identity out of fear of legal action against him. However, some believe the forces chasing him caught up and took him away to be another. The Lars Mittens footage. Lars Mittens is a German man who went traveling to Bulgaria with friends in July 2014. While there, he had an altercation with patrons at a bar over football teams, and he received a hard punch to the head. He eventually sought medical assistance after suffering severe headaches and was diagnosed with a ruptured eardrum. Doctors advised he stay in Bulgaria an extra few days in order to prevent further damage to his ear from plane cabin pressure, so he stayed behind while his friends returned to Germany. He checked into a hotel near the airport and kept in contact with his mother during an extra day in the country. However, his mother became concerned after Lars began experiencing paranoia, saying he did not feel safe in his surroundings and something seemed off. On July 8th, Lars was captured on airport CCTV walking into the airport with his belongings and walking immediately to the medical facility. Approximately a half hour later, Lars was spotted sprinting out of the airport and into the distance. This is the last time he was seen. So far, his friends and family have no explanation for his flight from the airport and continue to search for him. Family has asked if you have any information on Lars' whereabouts, contact the German embassy in Bulgaria or Bulgarian police. Link to contact information will Jerusalem Lights. In January of 2011, a video surfaced of a strange UFO hovering over the Temple Mount in Jerusalem. Sometime after midnight on January 28th, the internet was sent into a frenzy, with one side saying it was definite proof of UFOs and extraterrestrials, while the other half credited it to either a natural phenomenon, aircraft mistaken for a UFO, or simply a hoax. The latter were claiming victory after veteran UFOologists declared the video a hoax, having been created through video software. However, people refuse to dismiss the video outright, and it is still a highly debated topic in the UFO world. Many have stated the fact that since it was captured from 3 different angles makes it credible, while others have stated there would have been more eyewitnesses coming forward had the incident occurred. Others not willing to dismiss the videos have suggested they captured ball lightning. Anyone can view the videos online and come to a conclusion of their own, but it certainly seems plausible the videos are real since unexplainable lights have become a global occurrence.